And so by the age of 5, what he or she is doing is just letting the discovery in which you have grown between the age of 3, 4, and 5, you just tend to just express it. The child is already aware at age 3. And that's why, is in modern Nigeria now, you hear parents say, this child I gave birth to is an old child. It's not that the child is old. It's just that the child is already aware of herself or himself. So by the time the child is 5, right, the child is already saying, no, I don't want this. I have a child that's close to me, and this child is just 2. But she will never allow you to touch her face if you're taking a bath to pour water. Why? Because she's scared that if water covers my face, I'm going to feel as if I'm not safe. You can't touch her private part. So you say you're even showering for her and you want to wash. She'll push your hand off.
H2?
H2. And tell me, is that child not aware of herself?
She is.
She is. So awareness for a child doesn't come with age. They have been aware from the first day they begin to notice image pass through them.
Okay, so how do you help parents with this challenge of today a child comes and says, Mommy, I want to be a policeman. Tomorrow, I want to be a doctor. And then the next, I want to be a pilot. So it's...
Alright, so for me, you see, children actually, each time they tend to grow and experience things in different levels. And so when a child comes to you and say, oh, Mommy, Daddy, I think when I grow up, I'm going to be a doctor. If I was in the position of those parents, I begin to buy toys or imageries of that particular profession. Because you see, the way the human brain works, what you see every day tends to amplify in your mind. And so when a child says, this is what I want to be, and you want that child to follow that pathway, buy them things that will always, trigger that part of the brain that says, I want to be a doctor. Or your child says, I want to be a footballer. Fill your house with balls. Do you understand? And you see that every time the child plays with his toys, it continues to register in the child's mind, even without you, repeating it. And every time you go out, you come back, you bring something close that tells the child that this is what you want to do. And let the child experience it. Don't force it, like most of our parents tend to do. They force. They do not let the child experience.
So that means, if, for instance, my child wants to be a medical doctor.
Yes, please.
And I'm able to get those imageries.
Yeah.
So another thought will come again, like, and then she may come to me and say, no, Mom, I don't want to be a doctor anymore. I want to be a teacher. I want to be...
That could happen only if the child is not... there's this mechanism in our brain that sends out these hormones to us.
Okay.
If a child sees and says, I want to be a doctor, and you buy medical toys for this child, and maybe a friend of his or her has a cut, and she sees blood, she might say, oh, Mommy, I'm not doing being a doctor again. I've seen so much blood. Do you understand? And obviously, that could be a turn-off. But you see, in that case, you can actually sit the child down. Do not just close the chapter, because this is what the child has said, I want to do, right? Or remember, I said you are a guardian. Remember, I said you are a guardian. So you bring back the child and say, see, being a doctor, oh, you've seen blood, or maybe on yourself or your friend. What you do next time is that you help your friend stop the blood. And so the child begins to experience, oh, being a doctor, I'm going to see a lot of blood. But if I can stop it, I am now a doctor. Do you understand? And so the child begins to fall in love into what? Helping naturally. helping people out. And so automatically that chemical reaction in the human brain begins to regenerate the child's mindset and says, okay, I am helping. You understand? But the instance the child comes to you and say, oh mommy, I don't want to become a doctor anymore. You say, okay, fine. What do you want to do now? You've already done what? You're no longer the guardian. You have now become a parent who is like, I must tell you what to do. So you guide. And if the child now says, oh mommy, no, I do not think, even with all the talks, okay, fine, you can now sit the child down and now and listen to the child and say, okay, what would you now like to be? Because you need to talk. It's a relationship. Guidance is a relationship. I cannot guide you if I do not know your thoughts. And so parents should create that relationship with the child.
We're still with Mr. Biodun Awoliyi, and he's taking us through child and parenting, child-parent relationship. And I hope we're really getting the points, because I'm actually getting the points, and trust me, it's going to get better with my kids. Hi, Mr. Biodun. You have this passion for young people. Why are you passionate about young people?
I do not see myself as being old. As far as I'm concerned, I'm still young. I tell people every day they see me, I'm below 30. I keep telling them I'm very, very young. I'm always below 30, you know. And so I understand the scenario that says you can only give what you have. You can't give what you do not have. And so for me, and being a youthful person, I like having them around me, because you see, like I said, their minds is more creative. The older you get, your creativity in your mind begins to drop. It begins to drop. And so when that situation comes, right, you need these kids or this youth to help you revitalize yourself. You know, the Yorubas will call it Sagwadewe. It means bringing the older ones into younger ones. Do you understand? It's in the system. It has been in our normal culture. It's just that the way they did it then, it might be different from the way you're doing it now. So me being passionate about youth is because I know they are the future. The instance you keep growing, you keep climbing that ladder in age-wise, you're going off. Who are the next generation? They are the next generation. Oh, yeah, sure, they will also grow. And they must also teach the next generation. Right? So, the youth are people I see who are going to create the better nation, a better me. You understand? And so, I have to balance it up between myself and the youths. And so, my passion for youth cannot be emphasized in words. No. It's always in my action, in my talk. A lot of people see me and I'm around youth, and so when I say I'm below 30, they always believe that, you know, which is good for me. This is very, very good for me, and they think I'm a baby. Yes, it's good, I'm a baby, and I try my best to look youthful, you know, because it's only when you talk with like as them, when you walk with the way they walk, when you dress the way they dress, you know, you tend to balance it. You do not look too old. You do not look too young, so that you can balance the space, so they can actually look up to you. And so my passion for youth is driven from the way my father has taken us. My father always wanted the youth around him. He wants children around him. You know, this still drags us back to the family line. Do you understand? And so the youth passion in me is to see a better future of my own country in which I find myself. You know, so whatever community I see myself, the youth are the first set of persons I'll be able to actually relate to, because I know they are the next generation of seeing that community does not go extinct. And so that's why my passion is with them.
Okay, so how do you help a youth that has lost hope in himself or herself?
Presently in Nigeria,
Yes.
a lot of youths think traveling out of the country, the Japa syndrome.
Exactly. The Japa syndrome.
Yeah, the Japa syndrome.
Yes, please.
You know, the youth actually think only when I leave the country that I am going to be a better person. But the truth is, what you do not have in your own country, you cannot give it out in another man's country. That's the first thing they should also know. And when a youth says, I have lost hope, the first question is, what is his family background?
So it takes us back
to the genesis, because the family is still the foundation of all these things. What is the family background? How was he raised? Was he raised by parents who actually talk to him? Was he raised by parents who actually communicate with him? Because, like I said, it's a foundation. You build on it. If the foundation is faulty, whatever you build on that foundation automatically will do what? Will crumble. Right? And it will always flop. You know? And so, for me, a youth that says he's lost hope is a youth that does not believe in his or herself. Because for me, every person has a gift that God has deposited in you. So why would you say you've lost hope when you've not even explored the gift in which you have in you?
So how do we know this gift? I'm also a young person, so
so for me, I think the first thing a person should check, what are my family? I repeat again, family. What are my family beliefs? What do we believe in? What do they do in my family? A lot of us don't even know our family history. Do you understand? A lot of children don't even know the kind of families they're from. And so when you don't even know the family you're from, how can you even believe in yourself? A lot of children come from royal homes, but they don't even know they are royals. Or maybe because they relocated from their regional country or village or community, or maybe because of one issue or the other, And so it's still the same thing. The family. Go back. Go and know about your family. What do we do? What were we into? Right? And so by the time you know what your family values are, what your family used to be, the pride will be with you.
Okay. What if my family used to be idol worshippers? Like probably my grandfather used to be a chief priest.
Yeah.
So how do I now go back to know my gifting in that line? Now that probably I'm a Christian.
Okay,
or maybe a Muslim or something.
You see, if you play the cards of religion,
okay.
To me, why would you tell me my language is vernacular and tell me English is a proper way of life? English to me is vernacular. Yoruba, the language I speak originally is my proper language. That's the first thing. Understanding you. A lot of people will tell you, if you cannot speak English, then you have failed. No. We write WAEC. Let me use this scenario. And this boy failed English. Failed what? English. But passes physics, chemistry, biology, government. Please, what are those subjects written in?
English.
Oh, but he passed them. But failed English. Does that mean that child does not understand English?
No.
But he failed English.
Yes.
But passed government, passed maths, passed geography, passed physics, passed chemistry. And you say the child does not understand English. Can you get that now? Because the truth of the matter is, it's not that the child does not understand English. He understands English to the best of his knowledge to be able to write his government exams and passes. But the English we think we know is just a technicality, the grammatical structure. And so when you do not speak the grammatical structure properly, they say you do not know English. But you know enough English to pass government, to pass maths. When they say 1 + 1 is equals 2, it's English. Right?
Sure.
So say the child failed English. So are you getting what I'm saying now? So every one of us will say, oh, my grandparents were idol worshippers.
Exactly.
And now I am a Christian. Oh, I cannot go. Who says? Who even says Christianity is actually even the right line? It's a belief. Oh, I can tell you are not black. That you're white. If you believe me, automatically in your brain you see yourself as being white. Even though your skin is showing you being dark.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Sure.
It's a belief. So, if I say my grandparents were idol worshippers, what is an idol worshipper? This is someone who takes this leaf and mixes it with this leaf and heals, isn't it?
Yes.
So what do the whites do? They take leaves, extract something from this leaf and extract something from that leaf, and they blend it out and call it medicine. So what's the difference? No, native doctor, tell me, he creates medicine, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Oh, but because he goes to the forest and cuts this leaf and has this leaf and, conjures and gives you, you say, I don't do that. But the white man will create the same leaf and put it in a capsule, and he says his own ways are right. So the first thing is understanding your background. Understand your background. It is a facade of people saying your culture, what you believe in, what you've grown with, is no longer the right way. They do not have the right to tell you your culture is wrong. It's your culture. You cannot bring your own culture and impose it on me and tell me my language or my ways are dark when yours is also dark.
So that means as a young person trying to find a career path, I still need to go back home.
Go back home.
And check my family history.
Understand your
check
family.
my family lineage.
Yes.
What's been happening.
Yes.
What kind of profession have they been doing? And then that way it's going to help me.
It's going to help you.
Do you have any instance of someone you've guided in that line?
Okay, so I have this young man whose father was into furniture making. And his grandfather was also a furniture maker. His great-grandfather was a furniture maker. And he came to me and said, Mr. Awoliyi, all the things I've been doing, I've not just been making it. And the first question I asked him, I said, what do they do in your home? He said, my father is a carpenter, Jerry. He wants to do carpentry. And I said, what did you go to the university to study? He said, I learned business administration. I said, now, your father sent you through school with funds raised from where? Carpentry, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. You study business administration. You don't want to be a carpenter, right? Mm-hmm. But your father has created the pathway for you. Why don't you bring what you studied in administration and redesign the way his operation is?
Okay.
Now, the guy looked at me like, so you are telling me to go and do my... I said, no, I'm not asking you to become a carpenter. I'm telling you to change the structure of the way your father used to run business. And so he left. 2 years down the line, I met him again. I said, so which company are you working with? He said, company. I own my own company. And I asked him, which company is that? My father's company.
Same carpenter.
Same carpenter. But now, it is no longer a carpenter's workshop or a carpenter. It's now a furniture house.
Branded.
And I told him, I said, we didn't go to the university to go learn. Because anything you learn and do not apply, you've not learnt it. I'm going to repeat that. Yeah. Anything you learn and you do not apply has not been learnt. So if I am learning, say I learn music and I do not sing, I do not play an instrument, I have not learnt that music because I have not done what? Applied it. And so you see, the way the whites operate is that they teach you to apply. And that's why you see them as if they are better than us. But look at it. An average Nigerian goes abroad into the educational system. What do they have? They're the best.
Sure.
Why? We have retentive memories to pick up words. We can read and assimilate. Yeah? But when it comes to the application, and that is where they tend to what? Supersede. We read to understand, but we do not read to apply. We see a lot of our children are being taught A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 1, 2, 3. But are we teaching these children how to apply these numbers? When you see children studying abroad and the children of Nigeria in the same level, you think those children don't know anything. The ones from abroad, because the way we teach is different. And the child who is raised in Nigeria just knows how to read 1 to 10 by the time he's age 1 or 2, right? But that child does not know how to apply 1 to 10 to the way he's living. He doesn't know that 1 chair equals 2 chair becomes what?
1, 2, 3.
1 becomes 2 chairs.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Sure.
He doesn't apply it like that. He only goes to his class and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Do you understand? So if you tell that child, so how many chairs do you have in your house? You say, we have 1 big one and 1 small one. But indirectly, what the teacher is asking is, how many chairs do you have in your house? It's just 2. Are you getting it now? So the application is a major thing. So what you learn and you do not apply becomes a problem. And so when I told my friend to do that, he was so shocked that, you didn't tell me that there was money in carpentry. I said, who told you there is no money in it? Why do you think your father has been doing it? And your grandfather did it? All you just needed to do was to do what? Modify. Okay, I'll give you a second example. I met this person with my senior colleague back then in Osun State. And this guy has been saying, I need to japa. I need to just run it because I don't think I can make it in Nigeria and everything. And I said, what is your passion? That's another thing. Passion. What's your passion? He said, I like singing. I can play the talking drum. I said, have you ever tried what we call alaga duro MCs? The white call it MC, but we call it here what? Alaga duro. Do you? He said, he has never thought of that too. And so he tried it. By the end of that year, I got a bag of rice for myself. Not because of anything, but he appreciated the guidance. I get it. And so these are the things we tend to see. Right? So, if you tell me that you do not know what to do, I ask you, what is your vision? What is your passion? And what are your dreams? 3 anchor word. Your vision, your passion, and your dream. Once you can gather these 3 together, then you know your way forward. Your vision, where do you see yourself? Your passion, what do I do effortlessly? I don't need to be forced. And you can commercialize it. Most people we see who are making a rave in the world presently is their passion that they've commercialized. And amongst likes gadgets, likes to be in space. What's he making money from? Making gadgets that is going to fly, making cars that can fly, cyber trucks. It's his passion. It might be looking, sometimes they look eccentric, but it's your passion. But commercialize it. And you see that a lot of youth will not have problems. The problem we have with our youth is the fact that they want quick money. And those who don't want quick money do not want to bring out their dreams, their passion, and their what? Vision. Once you can link these 3 things together, I don't think there should be a problem for any youth who will say he or she has lost hope. Thank you.